And with this show specifically, like I'm living out my, I guess, childhood. Like I've always wanted to have a morning show. And I think that's what I set out to do when we started this show. And I think in turn, when I'm like really taking a step outside of the show and reflecting and looking on into it, I'm on YouTube and I feel like I'm swimming upstream against the current because like if we were going in the hot topics, celebrity gossip culture, YouTube's not really the platform because if we're going to talk about hot topics, it's like the hot topics inside of YouTube are the community in which I'm involved in, which is YouTube drama, which would be essentially a drama channel, which like I never wanted to do. But I don't know if like transitioning that to talking about celebrities' lives is any more healthy because I'm a little bit further detached. It's still like making assumptions about people's lives that I know nothing about. Yeah. And when I really think about it, I do see the hypocrisy in it, like because Shane and I have that happen to us all day, every day.
And you don't like it.
I don't like the way that it makes me feel, yet I sit here and talk about other people's lives. However, I don't think we've been super salacious. And I think we are careful with a lot of the topics we choose.
Yeah. But right now I do want to just, with everything you're saying, say like the Kardashians' pussies are beautiful too. Like every pussy's beautiful. That was my point. I didn't mean to like, diminish one pussy over another.
And I'm not here to say we're never talking about pop culture again. I love pop culture. I think it changes a little bit of the pop culture we choose to talk about, whether it's a launching point. Like I don't think we're bashing the Kardashians' pussy. I think we're talking about a larger conversation that has to do with pussy positivity. So I think that's like different than talking about like somebody who's having a downfall or somebody who's really going through something that quite frankly we know nothing about. Yeah. Because like I don't like how that feels when it's happening to me. And I'm like, why is this happening to me? Yeah, I'm sitting here making judgments based on other people that I have no business talking about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
And I get like, and we talked about some celebrities today already, but I don't feel like we were bashing them. And I think that's the difference. Like me, like debating whether like Armie Hammer is guilty or not guilty. Like I don't know his life.
Right. You know? And I also don't think that we should ever be put in a position to be the judge, jury, and executioner of another person's fate. I think that's pretty fucked up. Right. Because like low key, I think we're great. I think we're great, and I think we're pretty mentally stable. But at the end of the day, like we're not God. Like it's not our place to decide who and what is guilty of something and what is not problematic. Right. So I think that's actually like really beautiful, and I think it's positive. And there are so many ridiculous things that you and I like talking about. They're so much more intriguing to me than like whoever that guy was that was engaged to Demi Lovato and isn't anymore. Yeah. And see, I think those are topics that we can just pass over. I think launching from a pop culture topic into a grander conversation or taking things within our own life. Like I'm so excited for the hypnotist to come on next week. I haven't actually got an update from you because I don't really honestly want to know until he's sitting here with us. Stop huffing and puffing like that. But you know, I've been very big, and this isn't a new thing, but very into like manifestation and very into what?
Manifestation and meditation and becoming a better me. And there's half it, like, of course, I love to gossip and I love to talk. I think everyone does, but there becomes a point where like you have to let it go because what I want to attract into my life is healthy, positive energy. And I think like shitting on other people isn't bringing, like I'm releasing energy into the world that isn't the energy I necessarily want coming back at me.
Right. It's like when I was having dreams about the comment section, like that's nuts. Like I've got this human brain that's got a lot of access to a lot of powerful shit and I'm dreaming about a pretend comment section. Like what, Tracy? And who's Tracy? Who even is she?
I love the result of the show. And I love when we're physically recording the show, but leading up to for 2 days, like pre-producing, making sure that every moment is moving fast and that we're on top of our toes and filming for an hour and a half and cutting it down to 40 minutes. So it's only the best moments. Like, I just think I'm competing in a world that, like, this isn't a morning talk show. We exist on YouTube and it's a podcast. So I want to have fun and I want to talk about things that we're intrigued by and interested in. And sometimes that does mean pop culture. And sometimes that means getting you hypnotized or having a thought leader on or a person that made a documentary that we can't stop talking about because it changes the way we perceive the world.
Or someone who's like seen Bigfoot multiple times. David Politis, we're coming for you.
Is he coming on the show?
Dude, we gotta talk to him. We gotta get him on the phone.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Sebastian. I do tea videos, vlogs, story times. Girl, we have a lot of fun. Plus, I upload every single day. I don't do the high edited thing, girl. It's like you're talking to your best friend. So hit that subscribe button, share with your friends. I would be so grateful. And let's get on to the tea. So Ryland Adams posted his SIP podcast today with Lizzie. And okay, let's get into it. So actually, he really listen. They are not my cup of tea, okay? I've always said it from the very beginning, even when I liked Shane in the past. I really loved the era when Daddy Garrett, girl. Even though I'm married, my husband will give me a hall pass because, girl, if Garrett said hello, bitch, and he wanted this girl to be in all fours in 2.5 seconds flat, bitch, okay? But listen, I love when they would travel with Morgan and Garrett and Angela. Like, that time was so fun. I loved those videos. So that was the Shane that I really liked before. I didn't really follow him before those videos, but when I knew about everything, I was like, girl, damn. And then Ryland Adams, I just didn't ever really connect with. Like, for example, with Morgan and Garrett, honey, I connected immediately, right? Oh, girl, Garrett, yes, dirty. But listen, Ryland Adams had a very long talk today on his podcast about feeling weird about talking about pop culture when in fact there are drama channels who talk about him and Shane and, you know, their world and how he finds it to be kind of like hypocrite. So that honestly, it sparked something in me because I kind of, and for the first time, related to something he said. Now, it is very true. For him to sit there and talk about pop culture and then complain how he doesn't like people talking about him, well, it is a very hypocrite thing. But I also think it's very much to do with the delivery. Now, take my channel, for example. I'm not like your typical T channels. I don't believe in bullying, in canceling, in making fun, in ending. I don't believe in any of that. I believe that we are all human. We all make mistakes. We all grow. And if we really wanted to, we could improve our lives, right? We have to put in the work though, and we have to be accountable, right? Jeffrey, where you at, bitch? Nikita, wear your mask! But listen. So my only thing with this is that he could do pop culture. You know what I mean? He just has to realize that he is also in the pop culture of YouTube, right? Outside of YouTube, bitch, no one cares. None of my friends know who any of these people are, right? But, oh, that's right. I was going to say, take my channel, you know. I love YouTube. I love YouTubers. I love it. Honey, I'm a YouTuber, right? You know, I love the whole community of creating because ever since I was a kid, I love the idea of putting on a camera and just making your own show, right? You can't wait for things to happen. You got to create it yourself. And that's why I love YouTube. And when I first started to do this whole tea thing, I was like, well, what can I do to set me aside from the other people? And I was like, well, a lot of them have a lot of negativity in common, so why don't I bring some kind of positive fresh air to YouTube and sort of keep people company like we're gossiping in the kitchen, right? And like I said in the beginning, I don't believe in being rude. You can be nice and you know, spill some tea, right? So for him to feel a hypocrite, I get it. But in the reality, since he started this, his first episode, I believe, is talking about TikTok dramas or, you know, scandals or something like that. And in every episode, he's mentioned some kind of pop culture thing. So I just honestly think that you can do it and don't apologize. Do you know what I mean? It's just all about the delivery. If you put yourself in the spotlight, people are going to talk. Even, listen, bitch, even if you work in an office building and you are the boss's favorite, you're going to be talked about. You know what I mean? It's always like this. It's not only in YouTube entertainment business, it's all the time. Now, listen, I recently watched the Wendy Williams movie and documentary. I highly regret it. I highly recommend it. It is so incredible, honestly. And she's very cutthroat. You guys know, how you doing? Wendy Williams is very cutthroat. She doesn't apologize. And in my channel, I do love to see people who are just themselves. That's why I said, like, when Jeffree Star started using Hair by Jay, and I was like, well, you know what? I maybe would have respected you a little more if you would have just said, what he did to Trisha was horrible, but he makes good wigs, so I'm still going to use him. You know what I mean? But instead, he got caught lying. And that's the thing with Ryland. I feel like he just wants to please everyone. He wants to avoid a scandal, you know, as much as he can, but then he's never being authentic. And then what is the point of having a podcast if you are never going to be true to yourself? If you want to talk about pop culture, then fucking do it, right? And if they're going to talk about you, they're going to talk about you regardless you talk about pop culture. And yes, it's very true what he said. What you release, you receive. That's why on my channel, we keep it positive. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to throw shade, bitch, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I would even respect him more saying like, you know what? It's a chain of events. I talk about the Kardashians and Sebastian talks about me. Do you know what I mean? People will love him a little more. Their podcast is all over the place. with him not letting Lizzie talk, Lizzie only talking and referring about things about herself that are not entertaining. I'm sorry, not trying to be shady, but it's the truth. I honestly think of the podcast, they need to take like 2-3 weeks off and really like regroup, rethink, reimagine, fucking go to the fucking chalkboard or, you know, iPad, whatever you want to do, write on and recreate your sip. Because honey, the cup is dry. There is nothing to sip on, bitch. And that is the tea right there. So I want to know what you guys think. I'm not, again, be authentic. I have always, since I was a kid, I've always loved to talk about, you know, Britney. I always like to talk about Spice Girls. Ooh, Britney, pop culture. You know, ooh, did you know that she did this? And did you know that he did this? I love it. But I've never done it with a negative tune because, girl, I'm not perfect and I've done some shit in my past. Do you know what I mean? So to sit there and judge and this, yes, I don't believe in that. But if you want to talk about things that are trending, then you gotta. Plus, how else are you going to evolve? Do you know what I mean? If you sit there and talk about Lizzie's morning routine, honey, nobody's gonna fucking click. But if you sit there and talk, oh, the Kardashians, they did this, and oh, you know, they did that, and Demi Lovato did this, and Selena Gomez did that, and Justin Bieber did that, you know what I mean? Then people would be interesting, right? Or interested. So it just goes to show, like, girl, it's a moving thing. It's a moving thing. You want your sip to be successful? Then get into it. You know what I mean? So I really want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Listen, at the end of the day, I wish well on everybody. I wish well. But be real, be authentic, be you. Stop thinking that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Because if you in your heart are sincere and you mean no harm, then it's going to come across that. There are people on YouTube that are very mean when they spill tea. And I don't like that. I'm not like that because, honey, I am too blessed to be stressed. So we like to sit here with pillows over our tummies, talking about pop culture, about YouTubers, and we wish everyone well. So Ryland, honey, get it together. Stop trying to be so fucking, what is that word? Politically correct. Be yourself. Try and express yourself without the fear of getting canceled. Do you know what I mean? Because it is true, though. Whatever they say, they will get canceled immediately. But I don't think if you sit there and talk about the Kardashians or things that are trending, like the Wendy Williams movie or whatever is trending at the moment, how are you going to get canceled if that you're not saying anything horrible? Like if you would say something to really insult them, then okay, bitch, yes. But you're just talking about what's popping. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't know. I just feel like there's so much hypocrisy, and I'm not here for it. Be real, be authentic, and that's the sip. So I love you guys so much. Let me know anything in the comments below. And by the way, I did this whole video with a pounding headache, you guys. My allergies are horrible. So I think I've uploaded 5 videos. It's coming throughout the day. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna go rest because my migraine, girl, it's too much.